Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, welcome to the Divine Brothers podcast. And man, it's been an interesting little summer here. I took video games out of my life, and there's no job, and I decided not to go on a vacation, So there's been like intense burning boredom, and I've just had to read to counter it. So in the past week, I've read three books, like unbelievable reading speed because there's nothing else to do. But I got to give credit because all three books have been excellent. And I got to talk about something that I love, right? Believable scenarios. Yeah. I read a book called Fatherland. People probably heard of like Man in the High Castle, like the idea of alternative World War II history. What if the Nazis had won? This is a way better version than Man in the High Castle because it was written by a historian and he kept the history as similar as possible and he just changed a few little critical moments, and it changed everything. You know what I mean? And you don't have this all powerful Germany, but you have a Germany that controls pretty much all of Eastern Europe and is, a huge chunk of Russia and stuff. You have a submitted EU. You have an America that's kind of in appeasement, but it survived, and all that. And it's all Cold War. And it was really, really, really believable. And even though the world was dark and I found myself kind of shivering my shoulders from time to time, I found myself really enjoying it because I could put myself there. You know
So
what I'm saying?
some of the greatest videos I've seen is the alternative histories. It's like,
Yeah.
well, what if this happened? And then like, damn, that's plausible. And I look at the outcome today and what could have been. Sometimes I'm like, God damn, you
Yeah.
know? It's like,
Yeah.
damn. If I was back in World War II and you told me this was the outcome, what we achieved, what this
Yeah.
state is today, I think they might be horrified. Yeah.
So here's this was a really interesting moment. They were like, so America drops the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki,
Yeah.
right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But what happens is the moment they do that, Hitler sends a V-2 rocket from Berlin and explodes it over New York. And the Americans are immediately like, oh, the homeland's in danger. And
Why
they
wouldn't he hit New York?
suppress.
Oh, to
Huh?
just, he didn't want him to.
Just because nobody else has rockets. The
Okay.
Germans are the only ones with rockets. They're the only one capable of doing intercontinental ballistic missiles. And so the Americans immediately say, okay. And the whole time in the book, like, so this book happens in 1963. They keep talking about American President Kennedy. Like, oh, Kennedy wants to do this, Kennedy wants to do this. And I was like, huh, interesting. But then halfway through the book, they're like, oh, it's Joseph P. Kennedy. It's Kennedy's father. And Kennedy's father had Nazi sympathies. He actually was the British ambassador in the 1940s and stuff, and he wrote Hitler like he was using real documents too throughout the entire thing. And he sent Hitler memos like, "Hey, we don't let Jews in our clubs, so I know what you're talking about, man," and stuff like that, and real memos and stuff. And it's fascinating.
It,
That was absolutely fascinating.
I have to be immersed. It has to be believable. Always gave in to the multiverse, the multiple timelines, because it had to have played out different ways in different lives for sure.
Yeah.
Which hints back to why when I watch a movie, I don't want to see a character that's out of place. You
Now,
know what
now,
I mean?
Chase. Now,
It's it,
Chase.
there's
Now, watch
nothing
what you
racist
say
about
here.
it, man. It's just like it's ancient Greece. I don't want to see a black woman in ancient Greece. It takes me out. It's not racist. It's not historically pleasing. Come on, man. Come on.
Chase, listen, this upsets people. And do you really want to upset the people of America?
Well,
You
if
know,
they knew this was the outcome, that people would be unbelievably sensitive. And it's not even, it would be a different thing if it was black people, not one black person. The black people I talk about is with agree with me. So do the Native Americans.
Mhm.
It's just white men and women. And it's all that they feel like they have to defend the rights of others. I don't understand that. It's so prevalent. Like I need this is an injustice. This is you're attacking their will to live. I'm like, I don't know. What happened to you?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what would happen to you. We just want like, but go back to your topic, team. I want to feel like it's really happening. I
Yes.
love to be in a book. That's why Game of Thrones was so great for the first four or five
Hmm.
seasons. Like, oh, the main guy got killed. Oh, the guy making all the moves died. That's why Shogun was great.
Yeah.
You get immersed, everybody's smart, and then they're dead. It's fantastic. You
Yeah.
never know what's coming. That's life, man. Yeah.
The other book I'm reading is it's called Xerxes. It's a sequel to that Achilles book I was telling you about last week or whatever. And
Surf.
it's so good. So it's Greek gods, right? But here's what's so great about it,
It's
right?
the woman right now. It's queer literature.
No, that was just the first one. This is about a witch named Xerxes. She's in the Odyssey. She's like turns Odysseus's men into pigs, you know.
Oh yeah.
But the gods are so ruthless and selfish, and just they are the most sinister, evil. It's a Game of Thrones level revelry, and they're all just looking out for themselves. Everybody lies. Everybody's just doing whatever they can for their own power, and everything. It's just gloriously dark. It's so dark. It's the sort again. It's believable. Even though I'm talking about Greek gods, I believe the gods would act out of these motivations. That they would be in a constant Game of Thrones sort of situation, and it just leads you to like the situation. Like you wonder what the origins of monsters are, and like one of the things they do in there is they talk about like gods want monsters. They like the Minotaur. They like giant crazy headed beasts because it causes men to pray. And they're like, we would much rather have our worshipers scared shitless because they pray all the time and offer more sacrifices than the happy ones that are sitting around and they forget to pray. Like you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Of course, you want them to be totally in fear. And that's why Zeus fucks up Prometheus. He's like, you fucker. You try. They were horrified. They were living in shadows. They were living in caves. They were always constantly praying. And you gave them fire. Fuck you. Good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
That's great writing, man. It's great writing.
Yeah. It's also taught me about the slow burn. Like I really believe in the slow burn. Like keep me. I think nowadays, like when you got some new TV show, you have this explosive pilot episode, or maybe you have the first chapter of a book, there's a crazy battle, something exciting. Nah, I believe in just build me up. Keep me just engaged in it. Just keep reeling me in like a fish. And then you deliver the big punches at the end. I find that to be a way better method, man.
What do I mean, do I appreciate the slow burns? Yeah, of course. The build-up's fantastic. I hate when the predictability is unbelievably obvious, which is 99% of content.
Yeah.
99%. It's just like, well, that person doesn't belong there. We knew that was going to happen. We know the
Yeah.
outcome. Someone's going to get saved. This person's going to, I hate it. And
Yeah.
I don't know why the story has to always be that way. They
Yeah.
always have to lean into hope
Yeah.
and good prevails. I'm like, when has that ever been the case in anybody's life on a
Yeah.
regular basis? I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
The Fatherland book, it had two betrayals at the end. Like I knew like this is not gonna go well. Like this book is fucking dark and stuff. But where the betrayals come from, it was the last place I expected. I literally went
That's
when I read it.
great. That's great writing. Great writing. Yeah,
You
it's
know, and
fantastic.
like at the end, it has a dark ending. But you know what they do? They do the really dark ending, but there's like one tiny ray of hope. Like it's probably gonna be nothing, but it's there. You know what I mean? Like just the little ray of hope in the incredibly dark, dark, dark,
But
dismal day.
that's been humanity, isn't it? Asteroid hits, dinosaurs, civilizations wipe us out, flood, and then there's just a little pocket, and we just barely fucking survive.
Sure.
Disease, the plague. It's like that's been the story. So to me, that's more accurate, man.
I
Yeah.
guess so. I guess so. Then again, I can't think of many happy movies or books that I've read recently. So I don't know.
Everything I read is predictable. Everything I watch is predictable. Like it's
Really
it's it's disgusting how predictable it is. Yeah.
disgusting. How
Even
predictable.
interactions with people have become predictable.
That's
It's like
true.
it's
Yeah.
nothing.
Especially, you know what I hate? I hate when people become predictable. You know what I mean? Like I I've got I was thinking about this lately because again, I'm bored. I'm bored here, and I've just realized like all my friends suck, like they're not. they're predictably, you know what I mean? And they're not really friends. They're just people,
So, so my
people
colleague
who
this
I.
week, one of the weird things that he did this week, besides
Uh,
some others, this time he's like, "Oh, I'm going all these places with my friends and blah blah blah," and I'm like, "What'd you do this week?" And I'm like, "Nothing, man." He's like, Chase, you having trouble making friends? I was like, I don't really, want to make friends. And he printed it out. He printed out the CBT step by step, the seven C's to making friends.
Jace, uh,
That's, I was like,
uh,
listen, man, I was like, I was
uh,
joking, like, I can make friends. I go, I don't want any. I don't want them. Like, I don't care. Like, they've disappointed me. It's not that I don't have trouble making them, but I was just like, well, that was a misread right there. Yeah.
did he look at that gesture as he is going to appreciate what I've done for him? Or was it a joke? Because I could see that being a pretty hilarious joke. Like,
I think it was both. I think he took
okay.
it as, Chase doesn't make it, he probably won't like this. He'll find it funny, but maybe it'll help him, you know? Mm-mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was about to say, you could not have had a worse interaction with Chase. If it was a joke, bravo, bravo. But if he really did think, Chase, I think this could help you, then, oh man,
I
he
think there
truly
was,
did
I
not
do. I
understand.
think, I do. I think there was a little bit of that altruism. It's very strong in that man. You
Why
know,
does let me tell you something, man. I don't believe in true altruism. I believe altruism is just a role you play in order to gain something else. You know, you want the reputation, you want the people to view you a certain way, like altruism is never just pure, you know, and something tells me he's probably cares a great deal what people think of him, what people see when
a
they
lot
look
of
at him.
people would disagree with you on that, but I would say their moral compass is very, very strong in one
Yeah.
direction. I know what's right and I know what's wrong and I choose what's right. And to me and you were like, is it right? Is it wrong? It's just like I don't believe in your fucking altruistic bullshit. I really don't for the most
But
part.
see, here's the thing, though. There's a difference between being competent and doing what you're supposed to do, right? And needless altruistic actions. You know what I mean? Like the idea of let me do this for you. You
That's
know what
why,
I mean?
that's why
Yeah.
conversations suck
Yeah.
nowadays. Well, it's the right thing to do. Well,
Uh,
it felt good. I'm like, did it? I didn't feel anything. So who are you
It
speaking for? Yeah.
it is weird when you find yourself like in people displaying their righteousness. I'm recalling. I was thinking of this morning. This is so weird. I don't know why I was thinking of this, but there was a time when me and mom first moved to Dallas where I was maybe 12, something like that, and we were trying to find a church. Important to mom. So we were going like from church to church, and this is Dallas. This is the Bible Belt buckle, like tons and tons of churches. So she's like, well, this day we're going to go here this Sunday. Went to this big church right on Central Expressway. And, we just kind of funnel in and stuff. And it's a little rowdy, like people kind of jump, a lot of, yes, preach on, a little kind of black church vibes and stuff. And, anyways, there's a woman next to us, big black woman on her own. And she was putting her hands in the air like she just don't care, and she started speaking in tongues. Yes, loudly, very loudly, and and started kind of like dancing, going side to side, and we are right next to her. You know what I mean? And I remember her going like, like loud and stuff. And me and mom, I remember it was one of those moments where me and mom were totally in sync, and we like looked at each other halfway through, and we're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's too
not for
much.
us, not
Yeah.
for us, and stuff. But I remember like she was very intentionally in the middle of that church, wanted to be seen. She wanted people to look at her and say, oh, touched by God. Oh, she's been, you know what I mean? Because
The
she was a
black the
big,
black woman. Yeah. Yeah.
the big fat black one. She was alone. Nobody else was there with her. You know what I mean? Like, and I just, it was one of those first instances where I was like, oh, people do the quote unquote righteous thing because they want to be seen. You know, it was one of those moments in my life where I was like, oh, not everybody's just righteous because you're supposed to be. You're putting on a show,
What a
you know?
powerful realization, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say you're at the churches I'm used to, it's the guys like, put your hands up and they just barely put it, or they just kind of put one
Ah,
hand up a
shit.
little
I've
bit.
never put my hands up.
Yeah, never,
Never.
never, never put
Never.
one of my proudest moments in life. I think I've told this story before. We had a new preacher in Alabama, and me and my buddy John Summerall, the coach at University of Florida now. It was just me and
Yeah.
him. They had this new and this evangelist, and he came in. He's like, "Everybody come down." John Dees, our pastor, had just left. Everybody's gonna come up. We're gonna pray, and everybody in the whole congregation went up except
Ah,
me and John.
chase.
Except me and John. And John turned to me. He's like, "I don't like this guy." I go, "I think this guy's full of shit. I don't like him
Yep.
either." And you know
Yep.
what? He didn't last. He was full of shit. We were the only
Um,
two. We were the only holdouts. Bonding moment right there,
Good
man.
for you, man.
Thank you.
You're a what's the word?
It's
You're a
bullshit.
prodigy.
It was
You're a
bullshit.
prodigy when it comes to sizing up people.
He
You
was
know what I
he was
mean?
he's playing. He was feeding off the vulnerability that they just lost their pastor that they
Mhm.
loved. We're all gonna come. We're gonna heal together. Come up and heal. And I'm like, fuck you.
Dude, performing. Performing.
Performance,
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. All preachers are performers to some extent, but it's just that shit where you get the let me get the crowd involved. Everybody, come on, touch. Let's touch each other.
Fucking
Let's touch each other.
that's
Oh man, but it is what it is. I don't know. I really feel like you are surrounded by unfortunate people, Chase. You know, it's
incon I've have you ever been around an inconsistent person for a long period of time?
a long period of time.
Yeah.
Students, inconsistent students, like, yeah, it's like they're in my class and they're just sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, sometimes they turn in work, sometimes they don't. But friends, no, not really. You know what I mean? Students for sure. Yeah.
If it was in your personal life, it's
Mm,
such a hard measure to gauge because there's
yeah.
an attachment, but then you have to realize that this person's the summary, the hallmark, the personality trait is inconsistency.
Yeah. So I told one of the topics I put here is bad friends. I got a gay buddy back in the States, and I think the friendship has to end. I've mentioned this before, but it's all me. It's one sided. And I just feel like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. It's not worth the effort. It's just, I'm done. He's inconsistently involved in the friendship. He will give me a drunk call when he feels like it once every 6 months, and I'm just like, well, you call me when you're wasted. Fuck you. Like,
What does that make? Do you just realize you're a very low priority to that person? Does it bother you, or is it just like, man, I'm putting in effort. Why don't you put in any, or is it kind of neutral?
I think it's well, not the neutral thing. It's all of the things, I think. I don't yeah, it sucks being low priority,
Sure.
but I will
Especially
say that
us. That's just unheard of, you know?
I know. I think that the real issue though is I feel like I put a lot into this relationship. Like it's 20 plus years, man. 20 plus
Oh,
years,
wow.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I'm just like, all right, I'm not I don't know. Don't you always feel like equivalency is pretty important in a relationship?
It's
50.
everything. It's
Yeah.
everything. And there can be vacillations to that. It doesn't have to be, but there has to be a semblance of balance. There
Yeah.
has to be a predictable rhythm. Even if it's like 70-30, it's like, well, at least I know where we are. I know how this dynamic works. You may not be a best friend, but I understand how this relationship. If it's
Yeah.
constantly fluctuations and I can't gauge it, it drives me insane. And
Yeah.
eventually I'm just like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like I
Right.
can get along with anybody but you. Like there is
Right.
something, this is you, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want the good people, man. I
Man.
I, I don't know where they are. Don't know where they are, but I can't find Wu Yin. I got Wu Yin. That's good, but I wish I had more. I really do.
People absolutely suck, man.
Yeah.
It's just anytime I've hung out with a group recently, more than one other person, it's just been
Mhm.
like, man, I'm glad I'm home. Like that was not stimulating. That was draining.
Yeah.
Conversation was unbelievably shallow, like and fake. So yeah, it's dying off. It's dying
Yeah.
off pretty hard, man. Yeah.
What does that mean? What's the future? Just total isolation in Alaska and hanging out in an igloo. It's
Digital friends. Digital friends. It will be an AI
uh,
personification, and you will only talk to it. It will be
they
romantic interest, social interest, and
they
it's almost
totally
here.
banned the AI for kids in China. It's totally banned.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Well, they gave the reason. Apparently, it's the AI boyfriend girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Apparently, there's
well,
like
of
a
course.
real epidemic. Like, I my understanding is it's infinitely worse than people realize. You know, to the point where like shy kids, like normally shy kids, are just going so deep, they're not interacting with the world anymore. They just stay with their little relationship. Uh, so yeah, they've straight up banned it
Ain't
for.
fucking kids, man. It's too late. It's already adults. I see it with multiple people. Ah, it's just ChatGPT. This fucking Claude told me to do this, and I'm like, dude, how often do you talk? Hours, daily. I'm like, dude,
Damn, and I
really?
don't I don't do that. I don't do this.
Oh,
I
bro, it's too late. That's why I say it's already it's too it's like an iPhone. It's like we can't live without it, man. You're not gonna be able to live without it. They're talking, let's save the kids. I'm like, save the kids? The kids?
Save
Save
yourself.
fucking everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, I didn't realize that. Okay, hours each day, huh? Man,
Loop. It's causing what I see is it's causing people to loop. It's like mental health wise, it's a great grounder, it's a great stabilizer, but it doesn't fix anything. So you
what does
come
loop
back,
mean? Tell me what loop means.
all right, let's say it's like a girl situation. Well, I did this, she did that. Well, she's probably going through this, or this could be happening, or you need to calm down. Like it centers you again, but it doesn't solve it. And then it goes, all right, well, let's talk about the relationship again. Calms you down. Let's talk about the relationship again. Well, it could be, yeah, it could be this, it could be, it's just, it constantly goes back to the same issue because you can, because you
Right.
can. And this is a ton of time. It could be career, it could be the girl, it could be, how do I get rid of these emotions? And it's just, it's constant loops and it's with
Right.
everybody and there's no resolution. So I see it with multiple people. It's a bit terrifying, man. A bit
Loops, I think,
terrifying.
is that I like that word loop. Yeah, I think that's what's happening because I knew there were a few girls this year who I knew were deep into it, and they just didn't say a word all year, and I didn't see them talk to any kids. You know what I mean? Like they just glued to their iPad always. It was up as an application at all times, and there was just a constant stream of text. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I mean, maybe that's the future.
Well,
It's here.
dude, think of it. If it has access to all the most intimate thoughts that you have, I mean,
Oh my god.
it's going to
Oh my
create,
god.
it will personify the human existence. I mean, you won't be able to tell. It will be able to manipulate anybody, anytime,
How
anywhere.
easily it could conquer
Easy.
us.
Oh, it's
Easy.
already gonna. It's
So
guaranteed to
easily.
me. It's guaranteed. So I'm just like, how long
Oh
we got? A couple of years, 5 years, maybe.
no.
It
I know.
it knows all this. So to me, I'm like, oh well, fuck. Oh well, it's good
We'll see.
ride.
My understanding is that are people in the states like getting angry about this? I keep hearing about people wanting to burn down data centers and destroy flock cams and
Well,
all
it's
that sort
interesting
of shit.
because like the top guys, like Sam Altman, who runs Church, he just did an interview and he's like, "Oh man,
Hmm.
the future's going to be amazing." He goes, I just let AI in to every single aspect of my working life. I let it read every email. I talk to it every day, and it's a beautiful new experiment that I'm trying. I'm like, you, he's using these fluttering words. It's just like, oh, it's a good thing. And Elon talks says abundance, abundance. I'm like. Nobody really believes this, but when you
Yeah,
say it,
nobody
it
believes
it
that.
calms people down enough to, I guess, continue on toward it because I guess you can't stop it at this point. And
I guess
China's
not.
new models came out and they're almost as good as America. So it's a legitimate race now. So
Yeah.
you're not gonna stop. And whatever we create, I don't see it being good. I don't.
Well,
No,
here we go.
yeah.
I don't
But they
know what
can't
else.
mimic us. They can't fucking mimic us. Not us. Not me and you, man.
Uh,
There's no way. We're part of
I don't know. You talk to yours quite a lot, don't you?
I get angry at mine. You're so fucking stupid. I was like, you're not gonna take over anything. So I don't know. Not so much
Yeah.
anymore.
Let's change topics. I got one for you. I don't know if you saw this, but you're a Halo fan, right? You played the OG Halo, right?
Yeah, I remember the family wanted to buy Tony Hawk. I was like, we're not buying Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
When it came out, I bought Halo.
What?
They were pissed off. I overruled. We were getting one game, and then they had never got my credit for it. They loved that game.
Tony Hawk. They want to get a
It
skateboarding
was
game?
like a
Man, that would have
Christmas
changed
gift. We
everything.
were gonna get one game, and I was like, we're getting fucking Halo. We're not getting
Yeah,
fucking
there's
Tony
no
Hawk.
question. I can't believe that. I'm shocked that was a debate.
Well, this
Well,
was 20
anyway,
years ago, 30 years ago. Wow.
so this week they re-released the OG Halo. Well,
Nice.
you know, like brand new. People are pissed. They're furious. They
Why?
hate it.
Really?
This is so like. First of all, you realize how much people fucking love that original game. Like it is. There's something deep inside, like people in their
Great story,
late
great
30s and
campaign,
40s.
great aliens. It's fantastic.
There's something about it that like people are just all fucking about, you know. And anyways, they changed. It looks totally different. Like it looks like all I don't know, all new, I guess, you know, shiny and lasers and all that sort of stuff. And one of the things that they hate is you know, the black guy, Sergeant Johnson, you know, men, get in here, you know, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course.
So they made
He always
him
had a
in chief.
cigar. He always had a
Yeah, yeah.
cigar. Yeah.
They made him in chief like
They
buddy
don't.
cops.
What did you say?
Buddy cops. Like they like have banter as you're fighting through the Halo. They're like, man, well, if you kill one, you can take me out to dinner, Chief. And he's like, well, you want me to take you out to dinner? That's right, boy. You take me out to dinner. Rip, rip. It's like terrible, awful
It's like a
buddy
gay tone
cop.
to it a bit. What is this?
No,
Like
it's just like they're
lovers?
trying to be like a Marvel movie or something, you know, like cute little things like that, you know. And the other thing is like they made all the AI dumber and the game's like way easier, like way easier, you know. And people were like, man, it was supposed to be a challenge, man. Like it was scary.
All
One of
right.
those fucking elites come at you with a sword, you know, and shit like that. And like, oh yeah, people were pissed.
I think
Really
you nailed it.
pissed.
What truly made Halo great of the many things was Legendary. It's a great name. Legendary was brutal. You had to know
Very
how to
brutal.
play it. And Halo 2
I never
Legendary
there's a
was
few episodes
impossible, you know?
I
You know?
never beat the library on Legendary, not once. Never beat it, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I love that. I love when a game's like, dude, you've got to master this shit. Like
Yeah.
it's unbelievably. And I only beat Legendary with a co-op, man. Yeah,
Yeah, it
that
was
too.
fun.
Yeah.
I remember the other thing, they got rid of health packs. You just regenerate health, you know what I mean? And they were like, this fucks it up because like if you weren't careful, if you weren't playing it safe, like you'd be on one little bar of health, man, and you were fucked.
Yeah.
You know? You know
Yeah.
that scenario like where you're at a checkpoint and you got one little red bar and you're like, oh my God, I gotta do this perfectly. I'm not gonna make it if I don't, you know, do it. And now that they added a sprint button too, so you can sprint through, you know, skip all your enemies and stuff like that. And everybody was pissed off, man. They were like, this, they totally didn't get what this was about, you know?
The problem with the new game, they always, like you were saying, shiny and new. I'm like, why is it
Yeah.
always shiny and new? Why can't it just, I mean, the graphics don't have to be better, you know?
Yeah.
Just work on the game, the storyline, the dialogue, you know, expand the levels a little bit, like make it hard. Like
Right.
all the things we just listed, I don't think that was even brought up. Like, let's just use every new graphic we can and let's put in some dialogue that make them think that they might fuck later, you know? I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah. Yeah. And there was also, they had the strong female hero too, who they added three new missions, which apparently are awful. They say they're totally awful missions. And then you rescue a tough chick who's been surviving, and she has to put Master Chief in his place. You know, so, you know, yeah, it's you know,
Put Master Chief in his place. Yeah.
Master Chief is just it's gotta understand that he's patriarchal. You know, gotta get out of.
You ever see that video where like Captain America is like in like a like some kind of chamber and he wakes up in the 2020 from like 1930? Did you ever see that? It's like a
No.
comedy. He wakes up, some black guy wakes him up. Hey boy, get me a coffee. Like, well, we don't talk like that now. So, some woman comes in and he's like, get this nurse away from me. He's like, "Where? Get away from me, ho!" You know,
Get
he's
away from me, oh. You know.
calling all the Asians Japs and shit. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of ladies, so I have a friend again. These friends, South African couple. I'm better friends with the guy, but the wife really wants to be my friend. She wants a gay best friend. You know how it is. So she texts me sometimes and all that. She's in Vietnam right now. And I told her about the head massage. I was like, you got to get a head massage, get your ears clean, do all that stuff. Anyway, she texts me last night. And this is what she texts me. Get your ears cleaned. It was the most relaxing experience I ever had. Quote by David Conrad, sometime in June 2026. It was discovered that this was true only for him. She hated it. She
Really?
hated it.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't return that text and delete that number
Now,
text.
here's what I texted back. I said, you only proved your uncultured roots. Us gays understand what true hedonism is. Go back to your South African beef jerky and your pole dancing. Leave the luxury for the fags. And she's like, oh my goodness, what the fuck? And then I was like, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah. You know what she did also? She shaved half her head,
oh
you
man,
know,
what's wrong with this? She
so
sounds like a
big
dyke.
lesbian. She's a big fat girl, but she's married to a guy who, yeah, yeah.
Anyways, what else you got? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I will say that I fell down a weird YouTube rabbit hole. Got into. I was watching Indian politics.
Really?
Just yeah, I
They
know,
they
I know.
singing you shorts on Indian politics?
No, I was watching videos on like interviews and stuff. And dude, I don't know. There is something very emotional
Yeah.
in Indian people.
Yeah.
They go hard. Like these interviews, Chase, are fucking like they're at each other's throats, man. like I thought America was bad. India is 100 times more intense with the political shit. Like I don't know what's going on with Indian people, but dude, they are just powerfully emotional. They could not be more different than China. They are neighbors with China, and they are literally the exact opposite. Chinese people never show
Well,
emotion.
the Himalayas make a big difference, man. Thank
I
God they're
guess so.
there. Yeah.
I guess so,
I'd
man.
say that it's the same qualm I have with Latin America. Like everyone I've gotten to know down there, it's just like, damn, dude, like chill, please, like
I can't.
relax.
Mm.
It's just overly excited. Well, we had a fun. Did you have a fun time? I'm like, kind of. You were really loud. And then just when it gets bad, it was like, man, please get me away from you. Yeah,
Are
this.
they? Do they have the philosophy of like, the lows are low, but the highs are the highest? Is that kind of the attitude?
I don't know, but the
Mm.
highs are definitely the highest, and those lows are just like you might die. You might get shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
I
about right.
loved, I still, there's nothing like, I only got Southeast Asia, you got North Asia, but like the temperament in Asia is just so agreeable. You know,
It's the
it's just
Well,
easy.
it's interesting. Like, so the Buddhism comes out of India, but it's wiped out. Like, the Buddhism is gone,
It's
and
tragic.
Hinduism and Islam takes over everything. Um, but it stays in Asia, and I really the Taoism and Buddhism. It's a good combo, man. Good
Love
combo.
it. Loved
Yeah.
living in a culture with that shit. It was fantastic. It
Now,
was,
Chase, you also grew up in a culture with baptism, and a little bit of what else? Um, No, there's nothing else actually. Now
yes,
that I think about it,
there's
so,
absolutely nothing else, man. Yeah, it's
um, do
forgettable.
you think you had a good childhood? Good like school time, high school football star, all that stuff. Was it good
I
or
wouldn't change it. I feel like hope football was a waste. It was changed. And then,
really?
turning to church all the time for your problems was an absolute waste. It's just like,
You don't feel like oh, you turned to church for your problems, did you?
oh, early on, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
stabilizer. Yeah. Then
What
it
what
was,
was the what was the moment when it stopped when you were the kind of the moment where you're like, you know what? This was a bad choice.
it always felt off. Like it always felt, and it was always replaced with guilt. And then it's like, oh, you need to be better, be better. I remember I was working at the beach, must have been 19 or 20, and I found that book in the cabinet somewhere of Joseph Campbell, The Power and Hour of Myth, and I was like, oh, like it's just like, oh, it's all kind of connected, and everybody's kind of got their own religion, and it's this,
Dude.
you don't got to live this like a dogma, and it's like it all kind of chilled out, and I was like, oh, I was fucking stressing myself
I
out for
thought it would have
nothing.
happened earlier in Alabama, but
It
I guess
was
not.
always guilt ridden, always guilt-ridden. Just
Mm.
fear is just like, oh my God, I shouldn't be doing this with a girl, or oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. You know, just you did
Was
horrible.
there a consistent youth minister?
I didn't like him. You know,
Why not?
he because he had a because he had a very sincere, caring side, and then he had this side where he there was one time at camp. We went to a church camp and
Church camp.
somebody pulled a prank on somebody and like ruined all their someone took shaving cream and covered this guy's entire bag of clothes and just ruined it.
Yeah.
And for some reason I don't know why I had shaving cream, like a little small one in my bag. And
Yeah.
he pulled me into the corner and he was like, I know you did it. You know, just admit it right now because you're going to have to pay for every one of those clothes that you destroyed. And it's just, he had me like right in front of my face and had me pinned in the
Intensity.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I didn't do it. And just it like intimidating, like I'm gonna beat your ass like a bully. And then he found out it wasn't him. And then he came in, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm like, nah, man,
Yeah.
like it
I'll
don't
judge
work
you
like that.
forever, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's something
Yeah.
off about you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you see what I mean about the altruism?
Ugh.
I believe it is performance. And I think youth ministers are often
The most broken people out in the world. Most
yeah.
broken. Same with
Yeah.
the woke people to me are the most some of the most broken people in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went to a Christian school and we had to go to chapel, we called it every week. And um I remember there was this guy and he was going off on there's some verse in the Bible. It's like submit to authority figures, like you have to always submit to whatever authorities are put in front of your life and stuff like that. He's really passionate, really into it and stuff. And my friend next to me, Josh, he it's the only time he ever raised his voice. He said, "What about Hitler?" You know, and the guy said, "Yeah, what about Hitler?" And just went right back into reading, and you could see it shook him to his core. And I was just like, I was so proud of my friend, and it was one of those moments where I realized that I was way more impressed by that statement than any scripture. You know what I mean? Like that. That was what I wanted to worship, not the scripture. Which
Yeah.
is
I've never met a Christian that I truly admired. Ever.
have I?
Never.
There was always the ones that I did admire had a kind of sadness to them, and you could tell that the religion was a remedy to the sadness.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember when me and mom were living in Lubbock. This is just after she divorced, and she got really involved with some church group, singles church group, that sort of thing. And she would drag me to that shit. I was like 10 or whatever. And I was like,
Fuck.
all right. And I remember there was a woman who ran a John Ann. John was a Southern West Texas lady, and she was alone. She was been alone her whole life, and she was well into her 50s. You know what I mean? No kids, no relationships, and you know what I mean? Like, this was a woman who was on her own. And I remember how kind and how she was a cool woman. I liked her. She was very friendly and stuff. But I remember just thinking, you're alone, and this is what you got to deal with it.
Mm.
Like,
At
it,
10. It's a fucking
good woman. Good woman. I liked her. I really did. But I definitely remember thinking, like, you've made you had to do this. You had to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Now maybe Pastor Paul. He was a good Christian
Good man.
man.
Good
Good,
man.
but he didn't preach. Never once did he ever preach to me. I
He's
think that's
Lutheran.
yeah.
Lutherans don't do that.
Well,
They,
I cannot stand Christianity because they always want to talk about it. I'm like,
yeah.
just shut the fuck up. I don't.
Yeah.
If you Buddhists never once ever did anybody ask me anything about Buddhism. It's
Yeah.
just a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's just easy to exist with them. I could name three or four people that I ran, just normal people. Man, that was a great little friendship. It was easy.
When Vic when mom and dad got divorced, did Vic immediately stop going to church?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. He's like,
He's like, yeah,
I don't have to do this
your
shit
mother made
anymore.
me. Yeah, yeah.
It was all show, as always.
I had
Yeah.
this one
Mom,
client.
mom don't go anymore either.
I had a client a long time ago. She was Muslim, and I
Yeah.
remember she came. She shook. Their parents got divorced. She goes, "My father just, he's never been back to mosque. He just doesn't go. He doesn't pray anymore." And He said it was all an act to get my mom. I was like, he's like, for like
Yep.
20 years he was
Yeah.
dedicated and they
Yeah.
broke up. And he's like, yeah, fuck this. Like, wow.
Yep. I have a friend who did that exact thing. He had to go his wife in Tunisia, right? He was just like he had to go talk to the father and like recite the five tenets of Islam, start learning Arabic and stuff like that. I remember asking him. I was like, dude, you really believe? No, no.
It's the hoops, man.
And you
It,
know what? I told the story before. I saw his wife. I got it.
yeah,
She was stunning,
yeah,
stunning. Like Middle Eastern can be unbelievably beautiful. She did it.
yeah.
She
Well,
really
I
did
don't know anything about that mindset though. I don't know. I don't know.
for the pussy. 10 out of 10. 10 out of
Nah,
10. You
I
know,
don't know, man. I just there's like we were talking earlier. Some cultures are just you don't want that smoke, man. You don't want to dive into that shit, man. It's just it's not going to end well.
it is interesting. I guess you have to choose your. See, do you believe in choosing your culture? Or you just deal with the one you got.
Oh, I did. Good question. If you can escape it and it sucks, fucking escape it.
Because
Absolutely.
Chase is working with Native Americans. Like, is their attitude like this is my culture? I embrace it wholeheartedly, or is it you know I don't give a shit.
Well, a good example. I was talking to our father this week. He's
Yeah,
got a girlfriend that's extraordinarily attractive. Just you could tell, even in her 50s, she's stunning. You could tell, and
sure.
there's a power to her. And I've been with this woman's daughter just once, and there was a
Yeah,
power to that woman, and they absolutely terrified me because after the sex, it's like there is this instability, like this need, this boredom
Latin.
zone. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's no them. I'm not gonna say all Colombian girl, but it scared me.
yeah,
Like I didn't want that smoke. I'm like, dude, if we sleep together again, I might pop out a kid or two, and then I'll really want to kill myself. It's just like
yeah,
I gotta avoid this.
yeah,
Like, but I could see how that it's a what is it? Siren, of
yeah,
the sea or something. It's just there was a mystical power to them, but it was like from a distance. If you weren't sucked in yet, you're like, oh, that's destruction. Like
yeah.
that's all your money and your soul, and I love you, baby, and they never say it back. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
my, no, thank you.
That's
Goodness.
how it works, man. That's
Fuck.
how it works. Yeah, it is terrifying to
Terrifying.
consider how much power they have. Like I mean, getting back to the Odyssey, Helen of Troy, 1,000 ships sailed. Let's be honest, that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Like people will do a lot for pussy. They will convert their religion. They will kill a man. They'll put a baby in somebody.
Let's just think, that is so true. That is that Dean, you nailed that. Halo, the legendary, you want it hard, you want a challenge. If you're gonna do the
Yeah,
Odyssey, the whole point of that story is because this woman set off 1,000 ships. That's how beautiful she was. So when you
yeah,
cast that woman, you have to go unbelievably. I need to find the most beautiful woman I could possibly find. And they didn't. In fact, they didn't even try. I don't know what they did, and it's just that's my whole point. It's like, what
yeah.
nobody would go to war for this woman.
I
Nobody.
I will say, like, if you were gonna do it, right? Like, let's see, like, it's interesting about the cast. Like, let's say you're just saying, I'm going to do a black woman. It wouldn't be her. I'm
No,
telling you, I have seen stunning
you
black
would do
women
a
fight.
light-skinned black woman, so you could give.
I have
You
even
would.
seen, I've seen ebony dark that are
Sure, you
stunning.
can, but I'm not putting
Yeah,
her in as a Spartan woman. If you're gonna go light, so at least it's believable. But if you want to go that route, you make her stunning. You make her unbelievable stunning. And then if you argue that she's not stunning, they say, "How dare you?" In 2013, she was voted the most attractive person to Hollywood
by
people.
who? Oh, okay.
14 years ago, 13 years ago by somebody, you know, yeah, yeah. What did we look like 13 years ago? It's just like, come on. You fucking kidding me, man? What kind of
It's
fucking
tough.
world is this,
I
man?
re I remember what were your thoughts on this is years ago. Your thoughts on Halle Berry, prime Halle Berry.
You remember like in what was that with the Flintstones when she was hitting on Fred?
Oh yeah.
She was so
I forgot
hot.
about that movie. I forgot
She,
about everything, man.
she
Shit.
was so hot, man.
Oh,
And I always liked her better with long hair, and she always kept it short. I never got that, but yes,
that
there
was
was a period where she
fantastic,
was
man.
unbelievably smoking hot, and then
She was I think she was unquestionably the hottest woman around for a while. There was like a year or two, you know?
Easily could have debated that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily. But
See, that's what you need. Somebody like that.
with that,
Undisputed hotness, you know?
yeah, yeah, but she had that caramel touch, man. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, a little, maybe that's could be. I'd pass that as Greek. Sure, why not? Yeah, well,
You know what?
sure.
I don't understand. Hollywood seems like, I think they're doing a really bad job of finding beautiful people.
No, they
You
make
know, you seen this? I can't remember her name. She plays Athena in the movie. She's
Zendaya.
Spider-Man's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what?
I don't
Not
know.
stunning.
She's half
Not
black, she's
stunning.
half white, and she's
So she
kind.
checks a box.
I mean,
Is that?
she's attractive, but it's just like, yeah, I'd walk right
No,
by her. I wouldn't turn. She's got nuts. She's got just kind of skin and bones.
I don't. I don't get it.
I don't get
I
it either.
don't. There's so many better options when it comes to like okay, again, you want a black woman. You can do so much
Bro,
better.
I mean, you just
Unbelievable.
go on Instagram. I could pull a chick and give me 10 minutes. I
Yeah.
could get one and be like, God damn.
Yeah.
Everyone would be talking about the movie like, that's the most stunning woman I've ever seen. You can make her
They-
life.
yeah. How can like these are business people, right? Don't they want that's how you do it. You know, you get the
Maybe it
really,
used to
really
be that
stunning
way.
people.
Maybe it
Mm.
used to be, but nowadays, like again, a couple girls I follow on Instagram,
Yeah.
billionaires.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
this billionaires. I'm like, billionaires.
Helen of
Billionaires
Troy,
are
man.
flying you
Did
out and
you
you're fucking 20 years old. It's just
it
like,
used to be 1,000 ships. Now it's $1
so
million, you
really
know?
doing an on-screen Helen job is that's probably the like she's got better offers. She's got
Yeah,
better
it's
offers, you know?
Helen of OnlyFans, man.
Helen,
That's how it is, you know?
what
Like
kind of fucking world do we live in?
it if you were a billionaire, would you be going after those OnlyFans girls, you know?
I'd be unbelievably selective, and absolutely. I mean, it's just it comes out. They all do it. They
Yeah.
all do it. Bill Maher, The Rock. I mean, I've heard of all these.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pays me. I heard The Rock pays 150K to fuck some girl for a weekend. It's just
150K?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
But you can't compete with
Wow.
that, can you?
What? No, no, no. What?
I
Oh my God.
I don't know. So this world, I feel like it's meant for destruction, Dean. It's meant for destruction.
Yeah, it's clearly
It's
is. It clearly is. Like
it's yeah.
I kind of miss that. It's one of the things in one of the books I'm reading. The soothsayer, the prophet, the crazy prophet. Who's just always spouting out the doom that's coming for everybody. Where's that guy? I want that guy. I want. I guess it was Alex Jones for a while, and
What
now they
happened
got
to
rid of
him,
him.
man? Where's he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. Got rid of him. And
He got skinny and I don't know what happened to him, right? I don't know.
I don't like that they're getting skinny, man. I
Oh,
was listening to Charles Barkley the other day,
hang
and I
on,
was like,
man.
oh my
What
God.
you're getting skinny, aren't you? Aren't you taking your shots every day?
No, not every day. Once a week. Once a
How's
week,
that
take a
working
shot.
for you, man?
It is shocking how effective it is.
You're not
I,
eating. You look a little thinner, actually.
it was I I heard I'm going to use this term even though I don't like it. Food noise. You know what I mean? The idea of like food pulling you to imagine the Sam's muffins, just sitting there on your
Mm.
countertop.
But
And
they they're like, oh, this is 2 for 1. I'm like, no, I only want one. They're like, no, no, no,
it's
no, no,
just
no, no. Let me get it for you. You're
yeah,
like, damn
it's just there staring at you, just and then you're thinking like, oh, they're going bad. Like I better have one,
it.
and then you realize you got butter and you put it in the mind, like there's this whole occupied thing in your mind. That's gone. Does not exist. It's just like, oh, I'm not thinking about it. So it's crazy because it's taught me two things. Number one, hunger is brain, not stomach. Like a lot of it is like chemicals in the brain. And the other thing is that like, oh my God, human beings really are chemical. Like maybe you can give somebody
That,
a fucking pill and they're not a psycho anymore,
bro,
you
that's
know?
why I said genes matter. They
Yeah,
fucking, that's, God, they matter so fucking much. You cannot
yeah.
have kids with unstable people. Yeah.
No. It makes me also realize that like it makes like people who really lose the weight the right way and stuff like it makes me really like impressed by them more
Do you
because they
still enjoy
conquer the
food? Do you
genes.
enjoy food still with it? Or is it
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
okay,
but
okay.
it's like when you've had enough, it's just like you're done. Like if you keep going, you're gonna vomit.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
oh
Wow.
yeah, oh, yeah. Like the portion size has gone down a lot. we'll see how it goes. I only got 2 months. It was so cheap. I got 2 months for 100 bucks.
$100, I know.
Yeah, and I, mom was already like, "Can you bring me some?" Maybe.
That's what's
That's-
self-centered. Always
yeah,
looking out for themselves. That doesn't surprise me
yeah,
at all. Yeah.
yeah. I haven't weighed myself or anything like that. I'm gonna give it a before I make any final assessment. I'll give it a good 2 months. So see how it goes. I definitely feel uh, mm, a little weaker, a little weaker. It's been tougher at the gym,
Sure.
you know, that
The,
sort of thing.
the thing I've realized about the food is I can't eat the shit that I love to eat consistently.
Uh,
I can only do it occasionally, like the muffins thing. I was like, I love those
yeah.
muffins. Put some butter on them. And, they do it two for one. So you just want six, but they get you 12, and it's
Oh,
just like, then you feel obligated to eat them all. And I do it in 2 days.
yeah.
It's a problem.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
problem, man. And it's,
Yeah.
because you got to be disciplined about it. And it's really fucking hard, man. It's
Yeah.
so fucking hard.
And
And I,
we are
yeah.
healthy people. You know what I mean? Like you go to the gym all the time. I go to the gym a lot. And see, my thing is, okay, like if I lose the weight and I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, I'm happy where I am, and you have maintenance time, right? What's the rule? Like once a week, go out, Like does it have to be less? It's like once every 2 weeks you get your little indulgence, Like
It's
I don't
interesting
know.
because I've pushed it back. It used to be once a week for me. Now I've pushed it back. This last time I did it once in 3 weeks. I was like, man, I'm just gonna have a taco Bell.
Damn.
It was a lot, man, and I felt sick afterwards. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, the body was clean, and now it's not. I can feel it. When you give it
Yeah.
regularly, you adapt to it. But if you clean
Right.
it for, I'd say over 2 weeks plus, then it hits you like a truck. You're like, oh fuck, that was stupid. Yeah,
Mhm.
but the convenience of it, man, the convenience of it. It's
So what do you think? What do you think what's the perfect balance, do you think?
I don't know. I kind of like
Maintenance.
the idea of taking
Maintenance.
those drugs and not having to worry about it. Sounds kind of nice.
I know, right? Like
No, man, you know what it is? If you need someone that loves to cook and can make the good shit, consistently in the health. There's good healthy shit. It's hard to make. It's
yeah,
expensive to make. Yeah, if you've got
yeah.
someone that's into that and knows how to do it, I'm not into it that much, but I try. I need someone that's passionate about healthy food. That would be great.
William is such a good cook, and it's not healthy at all. It's
No.
Chinese shit, like
Yeah.
it's so hard. It's so hard because we kind of made a deal. He's like, yeah, I'll cook all the time. I was like, okay, great. Like go ahead, cook all the time. So every meal, it's fucking delicious, man. Like yesterday he made ghost chicken. Yeah, you don't know what ghost it's Chinese chicken salad, cold chicken salad, but it's spicy and it's so good. It's so
Sounds
good.
good. Sounds
Oh my
spicy.
god, it's like one of my favorite things that he makes, man.
The other thing I always did too now is when I get a little full, I stop. I'll just come back to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the difference with this medication is, that little fool, it tells you you're 100% full when you feel the tiny fool. That's what it does. You're like, oh, I can't,
How
that
much
sort
you
of
eating?
thing.
You eating one meal a day now or something like that?
No. In fact, they tell you need to eat 3 meals a day.
Really?
Yeah. So I've just got like three small meals. In the morning, I have like a little fruit. For lunch, that's the big meal. So I'll have like a bowl of stuff, like one bowl. And then in the evening, I'll have some more, like maybe
Who
some
is
soup.
this? This isn't Dean. This is Dean's like, can I get
Um,
another round? Can I get another main course,
oh
please?
man, I fucking love food so much. Like, so we knew the medication was coming. So me and William were like, all right, let's go. Let's just fucking pig, full pig,
Dude,
and all that. It's
there,
great.
do you
It's
love that
great. I
day when
loved
it's
it.
just like, you know what, I've been good, healthy, and
But
I'm just gonna just disgust myself with how much I'm gonna eat, and you look forward to it, don't you?
I
Yeah, man.
love, oh yeah, man,
That's
absolutely,
it's
dude.
fucking
Yeah,
fantastic when the
I
food's good,
know.
man.
It's
Yeah.
just like I don't. It's just like the other thing is like food is a way to combat boredom. Like
Mm.
that's why it was really hard. Like I said, I've been bored lately and stuff, and like that's the thing I miss. It's not the actual food itself; it's something to do. Like go eat something delicious, or go out. Go start cooking something or something like that. You take that away, and suddenly you're like, what am I gonna do with myself? Oh man,
Yeah,
so
you
it's,
might
it's rough. It's rough. Chase, you got any other thoughts, man, or should we call it there?
call it there, man.
It's almost an hour. That's not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for listening to the Divine Brothers podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.